We are going to be talking about turning your favorite little critters into gourmet, delicious veals, or how they would do that in the Pokemon world.
You're all sick for coming to this panel.
You're all sick for hosting it.
As a little warning, this may or may not ruin your childhood. So if you have any
extremely tasty.
If you have any issues, the door's right there.
We'll make it a revision to that statement. This will kill your childhood. And then we're going to eat it.
If you are offended by talking about the dissection
of your childhood,
slicing Pokemon, please leave now.
We do not want to wish to offend you. We just rather you keep your childhood. Oh, no, no. You soulless bastards. Soulless bastards.
You have been warned.
Clearly vegetarian. Don't worry, salad doesn't talk about bar vegetables.
Honest salad, there you go. That's actually so what this panel is not about is saying, you know, all fire Pokemon possibly taste spicy because they all happen to be fire Pokemon, or all poison Pokemon just happen to taste a bit bitter because they're all poison Pokemon. If we brought some real-life biology into the Pokemon world, you would just take out the poison glands and then eat the stuff that's not going to kill you. And then the meat is not going to taste spicy or bitter just because of the type of Pokemon it is. You can't eat blowfish.
Maybe it's liquid on the inside.
And they're just happens to be a blowfish for a while.
Yes.
And garbage.
We haven't talked about bugs.
We're probably going to skip that.
You know, okay, talk about Castaneda's center. Yeah, the center of sewage.
I want to eat his eyes.
What's the name of the garbage?
Well, okay, so we can say the names
We may or may not actually cook it.
We kind of forgot to say our names out of excitement of seeing you all pass into this small ass room. So my name's Andrea.
My name's Sunny.
Joey.
Knifer.
What? Hi. What?
I have a horrible name. It's actually Tyler. God.
Better than Jennifer.
So a couple of you must know me. I have like 10 panels. I've done 5 so far.
I can't hear you through your fist.
The fact of the matter in the Pokemon world is that except for that like one dog that showed up in the TV show, there's really no other sources of meat. They're not super technologically advanced where they're creating like meat from a petri dish. They are killing Pokemon and they're eating them. You see your hot dogs, your hamburgers, your sushi, everything. Those are all coming from Pokemon. I mean, we saw that Taurus TV show that's like banned in North America because they're slaughtering Taurus for like their meat. That is how they get their meat. I mean, if you're a vegetarian in the Pokemon world, you're probably screwed because you have like berries and like a few wheat and whatever they're growing in the field.
Vegetable Pokemon. Hottish.
The only reason the episode was bad actually because there was a gun.
Yeah, it wasn't actually about poaching Pokemon, it was actually because there was a gun.
I wonder if a level 100 Tauros would taste better than like a level 30 Tauros.
It depends. Do you like veal?
The meat would taste aged.
It would be more.
Do you like veal? Do you like veal?
It's very tough because it's actually been
trained and hardened. You put through battle. You put it in the. That's why you cast ice. That's why you cast ice beam on it.
Veal, baby cow.
Yeah, so you guys are eating a frozen toughen meat.
Yeah, but you let it age go. You put 28 days, just the way you do for normal meat.
Those are your children would die.
Are we gonna learn from them? Are we gonna learn from Farfetch? I heard they're very good.
I would like to talk
They
about
already come up.
because he has an extra ingredient that he carries around with him that could possibly make his meat extra
Not Pokemon,
flavorful.
you know your Pokemon's ready for eating when it's carrying its own side dish.
Yeah, like Chansey!
Or Teddy Ursa. The Honey Paws.
Before we continue with our actual like discussion of how we would like to like chop up Pokemon and cook them and what side dishes we like with them, does anybody have any questions about what you are trying to clarify what this panel is about?
How do you cook an onyx?
We have to talk
You will
about that.
find out.
So we've already brought in some references about when they refer to cooking Pokemon in the TV show and the video game. Like we have a Slowpoke Tales.
Yes. Anyone remember how much they cost?
It's like 10 million.
It's a million. 10 million Pokemon. I think it depends on which version you're playing. It changes a little bit.
Oh, you can get it for like 10,000 Pokemon.
I would be a werewolf person in the actual Pokemon world because I'm pretty sure I would like have a Slowpoke mill.
What else is there?
Oh, there's Magikarp. They're said to be almost inedible, almost all
Yeah,
scales.
there's the episode where it's like James and the Magikarp and Meowth is talking
That was such a good
about, you know, you can't really make anything out of Tentacool and Tentacruel because they're mostly water, and Magikarp is like one of the most disgusting Pokemon that you can eat.
And that is proven by Melf himself. Although afterwards he nearly got killed by the Gyarados.
So apparently, Magikarps are not animals, but Meowths are.
What about Gyarados?
Well, Pokemon have to get their meat from somewhere.
Alright, now to annually rape your childhood, we are gonna start with cooking the basic Pokemon.
The starter Pokemon for like
Yes,
every
the basic
generation.
Pokemon.
What do we name it?
Starter Pokemon lunch sets.
Meal sets.
It says lunch sets. Blame her, I don't know. I'm just reading the layout. Okay, so we had an original idea of having Squirtle being cooked in its own shell, boiling water with spices of various kinds, depending on how you want to do it.
Actually, you can really use boiling water. You can put it in a pot and start heating. I'm pretty sure it's going to use water again.
Squirtle comes in water.
I know, right? He's like, you just have to like trap it inside like a big like metal barrel, and then it's gonna try and use like hydro pump to get out. But then if the barrel,
Okay, you have to eat and stop stuff and learn how to make your
it's
space.
gonna try and escape. But what it's actually doing is like creating the water that's going to be boiled in.
You love it, you care for it, then you love it, snap it, snap it,
You have to cook seafood live.
Bring it out back and shoot
It tastes
it.
better live than
All
that.
yeller.
That's why you have to like when you craft it in the container when it's still alive.
Now for Bulbasaur, our idea was to cut off his soul, chop its meat up, and put it in the bulb, steam it. In a very luxurious process. Simple, effective, and very complex. Now, my original idea of for cooking up Charmander was unfortunately taking its tail and shoving up its own ass. Some barbecue, I'm sorry, this is something Buddhists do. I'm sorry, but as I was pointed out, his tail will go out after it dies. So we had to come up with another idea, which ended up being grilling it over a skewer slowly for about 20 hours.
The reason we found out that was because due to an episode of Charmander being sick, his tail is
Almost dying from it being snuffed out.
Roast the Charmander over the tail of another Charmander.
Very good.
I'm afraid of our tail.
You can use Bulbasaur's vine to like tenderize the meat.
I'm pretty sure the Charmanders wouldn't like
Oh,
that.
you have a question in the back?
Not a question, a suggestion. I think that Charmander would go very nicely with a garlic sauce. If you sort of put it over fire, you know, like it's a Charmander, so get it to make its own fire first.
Lizards don't really taste that good.
Obviously, you don't want to waste any part of the Pokemon.
Amphibian.
You probably have to skin the Charmander though, because the skin would probably be fire.
Yeah, we're all assuming that we're going to be taking off like the skin. We're going to be like deboning it in the proper way. We're going to be taking out all the little bits.
Which is the reason why the original one shove his tail up his own
I don't know when
But then you have to change it.
when a Charmeleon falls into a vat of lava, it turns into a Charger.
Yeah. Does it?
Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, logic will not make sense in Pokemon world.
Apparently in Pokemon, lava equals evolution.
Can you speak?
Lava stone.
I can't hear you.
Can you stay a vegetarian if you eat grass Pokemon?
No.
Yes.
Technically, you don't need the leaves.
Yes.
Technically, if you get your own grass Pokemon to keep throwing razor leaves at you, sure, go ahead.
But you never, there is no such thing as vegans in the Pokemon world.
Well, if you take a Dropius and then like...
No, but it's coming, like, vegans can't have milk because it comes from an animal, right? So if the leaf or the bulb comes from Pokemon, then it's really hard to be vegan. But they have berries, right?
Yeah, they do have berries and they do have trees.
Live off berries.
I live on Pokeblocks and coffins.
To expand the question, if
I did want to cook for a vegan. What grass Pokemon other than
None.
Oddish? None.
You cannot use any like you cannot use any like part of a Pokemon or like extract of Pokemon, including like Razor Leaf and Vine Whip, if you're a vegan, because they can't eat anything that comes from an animal. They have to stick to the trees and whatever grows like on the ground. They have vegetables, I'm sure, but and like they have berries.
There's a question over here.
Yeah. Is there a pair of Pokemon who make a good salad? Like, okay, like I'm not too into Pokemon, but like, is there a Pokemon that's very viscous, like pretty much a liquid, and then a Pokemon that's like that has leaves? Would they pair together as a salad, maybe?
Tropius and Shuckle.
Rocks though, bro.
You don't get Shuckle.
No, Shuckle. There should be a Shuckle at every bartender.
Yes, I was just.
Sorry, so you, and then you, right?
I was just thinking maybe grass-type Pokemon can produce different types of leaves with Razor Leaf.
For vegetarians,
Yeah, and then they can produce all the different types of leaves you need to make an awesome salad.
Razor lettuce.
Alright, my question is, we're talking about how to cook Pokemon. I know there's all kinds of Pokemon. I wonder if these Pokemon for hallucinogens and drugs, and there's like Pokemon druggies.
Shall we get
Gloom?
I'll explain Mr. Mime and Jinx to you. Mr. Jinx, I'm sorry.
That's just happening.
I'm not lying about this either.
They work for Santa Claus.
Yeah, they do.
Can you eat apricorns before they can turn into footballs?
What?
Can you eat apricorns before they can turn into footballs?
Apricorns? Oh, acorn. You mean acorns?
No, apricorns.
Apricorn, it's a nut and a shell.
You just eat the inside. Yeah, technically when you eat seeds and stuff, you don't actually eat the outside. What you would do is you just cut out the middle, you cut open it, and then you eat the middle.
You guys can like move up.
Yeah, okay. There's room up front, so people in the back are standing. You can probably move up a little. There's also a chair.
Okay, so
Scoot your asses, come on, scoot your asses. Let's go. Conga line.
Let's talk about the second generation.
Okay, so what about, so you know how Hoppip, Jumpluff, those Pokemon, they have like spores coming out and everything. So those spores come from the Pokemon, and if those spores end up creating plants of some sort in which you pick the berries from, then how would that work?
You can use that.
In some way, all of them
You can actually use that to smoke a Pokemon. What you have to do is you have to create a fire, then have the spores kind of seep into the fire. So then, as the fire burns, it'll create a taste into the taste will seep into the flesh as it cooks.
What?
What happens is it's fire. Pokemon that has spores. Spores go into the fire. Fire burns. The flames take in the taste, and then the food that's being cooked takes in both the heat and the.
No, I'm
flavor.
saying the spores would have created some of the trees which you pick the berries
That's why I said
from.
vegans are screwed, right? If you want to
But I just wanted to add a top elaborate on that.
That's a good point. And you don't want to be a vegan in the Pokemon world.
It's impossible.
yeah, the thing is, all Pokemon that masters or trainers almost always love their Pokemon. So how can they love some Pokemon yet eat others?
That's why you
Yes, I know. Well, I'm trying to think about it.
and then eat it.
Just a heads up, you can start like directly asking how do you cook Onyx or blah 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 blah.
How do you cook the Slugma?
He had a question first.
What would you suggest for cooking a Diglett or a Dugtrio?
First of all, find out what's underneath.
You must do this.
If only for the lulz.
Slowly coax it out. Once it's out, you gently stroke it. Rip out the balls. Use it as a type of marinating where you squeeze the juice out over that tip. Shall I continue?
Jesus Christ.
18 plus pounds?
We're cooking Pokemon. At this point,
I have a disclaimer for everyone. There's one thing I thought. What does like almost every single Pokemon have in common and is technically edible in the real world?
Eyes.
They all have eyes!
tongues as well.
No. Sometimes they don't have eyes. So mostly every single Pokemon has eyes. Porygon has eyes. Onyx has eyes. Voltorb has eyes. could we possibly, you know, scoop out the eyes, maybe have a brain or something back there, and we could have a delicacy of eyes?
Would a ghastly be like a hallucination?
Potentially, yes.
I have
you know, like a 20-hour blaze of like colors.
Oh my god.
Just colors.
Guys.
No, they'd be bad trips.
Nose pass.
Oh my god.
I think one of Burmese evolved forms doesn't have eyes because it's like covered in beach or something.
Or maybe they're like Brock Boys, keys with eyes closed.
That guy in the back, I know he's been having his arms been up for a while. Yeah,
Okay. How would you suggest cooking a Snorlax, and how much meat do you think you
We talked about cooking Snorlax.
It would, depending on what it's been eating, it would actually taste very good or really bad. Because 90% of it is actually fat. And most of the taste you get from anything is from the fat. So depending on what it's been eating, it will actually taste either really bad or really juicy.
I would seriously grill the Snorlax because like a lot of the fat would just drip down, and then you have like some type of like bacon composite type like extremely juicy Snorlax.
Another thing. Well, not every.
We can see all you guys with your hands up. We're gonna try and get all of you.
Well,
I see that's a pattern. Don't worry, I see you clearly. We'll call you in a second.
While not every Pokemon can be used as food, I'm sure there are a lot of Pokemon that could be used in the actual process of cooking.
Yes,
For instance, Shedinja. You can't eat a Shedinja, you just can't. But I think that I think you could use its shell for something.
You can't eat a Geodude, but you can rip out the parts where it's making levitate.
I think we're going to be like rock type Pokemon. It's like a creamy nougat core. Right in the middle.
Making it flow. Like Geodude. I don't understand how Geodude
Magnets.
I like to think that it's a center of a rock Pokemon is just a ball of ground beef.
Alright, girl in the pantsuit.
Is there anything you would use a ghost Pokemon for?
Use different LSD.
Girl in the back.
I have a suggestion.
Yes?
Convincing the Snorlax, I would suggest the George Foreman grill.
Yes, all the fat can drip down, right?
And just to let you guys know, Pokemon when they die become get a ghost Pokemon. So you can eat it and then smoke it.
After meal party.
Actually, sorry, since you've been out here.
So good question. Jump big. Pre-cooked bacon?
Slightly. It might take a while to cook it though.
It's a
One, you have to catch it. Then you have to skin it.
Spoink!
Spoink works too. Isn't that the one where it's like a
springy?
There's
the one with the spring. It's the spring pig. Spoink.
Oh, good, that one.
The meat would be a bit
But it's a ball form.
Yeah,
girls, that's what George said.
I just wanted to comment on the ghost Pokemon thing. Ghost Pokemon are low-calorie snacks. They go right through you.
Come have some new ghastly sensations.
How do you go about cooking like
What?
Fighting Pokemon?
They have guns in the Pokemon world. Seriously, just shoot the damn thing. Like, there's a Pikachu.
They pack a punch.
Oh, there's a Sparrow fly. They don't have to use a Pokeball.
I have a hunger for some Hitmonlee. I'm just gonna go call people.
You don't have to use your biscuits to fight Pokemon.
Marshmallow.
Sniper!
Or would it be used
Earplugs.
Or would it be used to capture a Pokemon?
Pardon?
Would it be used to capture another Pokemon team?
No, I couldn't eat my own Pokemon. I'm talking about it's hunting season. Bring your gun, bring your Pokemon.
Guys, I have the best idea for a game. Pokemon Snap 2 hunting season.
Remember what your breaking license is when you're hunting Pokemon. You do not want you getting in trouble.
Die Rattata.
Eating human-shaped Pokemon like James be controversial?
Yes, but we'd still do it.
So I don't think it would be robot Pokemon like Meg.
What about legendary Pokemon?
Yes, we could use them for cooking.
They have eyes. And then back.
There are Pokemon.
They can troll Mormons with this.
And then the soft
They troll Mormons.
There are Pokemon where we can't really think of, how can we eat it because we don't actually know their biology. Like we thought about a Voltorb. If you cut the damn thing in half, it's or you scoop it out, you can probably use it as a bowl, or you can, cook on it, put it on the fire, and then you have like glass surface where it comes out.
Possibly discover how we gave metal life.
Clang, clang, and clink, clang.
Okay, about the whole cooking fire type Pokemon, I don't know how to say this Pokemon's name. It's an ice type. It froze itself, so the insides aren't protected from fire. You just have to skin them and cook them however you want.
Is this the new one?
Yeah, it's a new one.
It froze itself. It froze itself, so if you skin a fire Pokemon, you can cook the insides just as well.
There's also lightning. This is ice. Lightning creates electricity, creates fire.
Let's go to some of the questions way in the back. You've ignoring them, like with the bow. Girl with the bow.
Rangers, you consider the PTA of the Pokemon world?
Yes. They do run around saving Pokemon and hugging.
They be the tree huggers and the eco-terrorists of Pokemon world.
They'll be the one that eat berries only.
The kid wearing the Team Rocket shirt, I've seen it back.
I like to believe that whenever a Pokemon Ranger uses the circly thing, that it's not really convincing Pokemon to stay with it, it's actually attaching an invisible shock leash collar.
Alright, so the kid who's wearing the Team Rocket.
How would you shoot a Pokemon with Protect? It would just protect itself.
Yeah, but it can't do that so many times. Are you familiar with the term RPG?
I would personally love to run a Pokemon over with a tank. Just to squish it, because there are different types of protect, whether it's going to use a magic or like a physical attack.
How do you kill a Pokemon with natural defenses? Front end loader.
Three more bullets than he has PP.
I know, right?
Good point there. That person in the back, and then you got her.
And then her back.
So first.
Cooking them, wouldn't you have to bleed them so they would get blood poisoning?
That is to bleed them. Like, you know, there are certain animals, like the cows, the sheep, usually slit their throat and hang upside down and the blood drips out. And that's how when you get your meat from the supermarket, it's not extreme.
We told you your childhood would die here.
Although, just to let you know, the blood itself can be made into a very, very delicious blood yellow. You can add a little bit of salt.
No, I'm serious. Your childhood's dead. Miltanks and Mareeps and
Marie Pegasus,
and Tauros and Giraffarigs all hanging upside down, and then with their throats slit and blood everywhere.
The Giraffarig wouldn't really look upside down.
Yeah, we do it too with birds too.
Oh no, I mean upside down. It's still two heads, right? But then both heads are doing it.
Okay, do you guys want to talk about?
And we mount their heads on stakes.
Pokemon carrying their own
Judo can be anything.
It's alright.
Because someone in the very beginning asked us how do you cook a Farfetch'd. So Farfetch'd is like a duck type Pokemon. It carries a leek. Leeks are quite tasty. It's carrying its own condiment type of spice. Usually ducks taste, pretty good when you're roasting them in the oven. I mean, of course you'd have to.
Well, first you have to collect the feathers, clean out the inside.
Well, you have to cut off the head, drain it, clean the inside.
Make sure all the poop's gone. Have its own legal jar. Show some berries.
What's up with you and shoving things up people's asses?
He just enjoys it.
Do Pokemons have asses?
They have to poop somehow.
They don't eat anything but Pokeblocks and Poffins.
They still poop it out.
They eat something. Yeah. Are there Pokemon carnivores? Do Pokemon eat other Pokemon?
Yes. Do you think a Gyarados eats like
other magic
These are the questions that require answers.
Either that or they're eating the other trainers. And that's how it all began.
That explains the low population in Pokemon World. I would actually explain the Pokemon.
Yeah.
we know Pidgeys eat?
Oh my god. You solved Pokemon. I don't think you understand what just happened.
We saw why there's such a low population in the Pokemon world. They're all getting eaten. And I'm meaning the trainers.
For the person in the audience.
That's how the tradition of sending a 10-year-old into the wild started. Ash was one of the lucky ones.
Okay, so we know Pokemon eat other Pokemon from, especially the beginning episodes. We see like Pidgeys and Pidgeotos eating the Caterpies and the Weedles. Like it just
We do.
And for all those Pokemon who are meat eaters, they are eating other Pokemon.
Even the cute ones.
Yes, even the cute ones. And Chansey. Chansey?
Oh yes, and we want. I want Pokemon. We really want
Chansey's
Pokemon.
egg must be delicious.
Well, Chansey's egg has been known to be.
According to the
card, the Pokemon card saying it brings you happiness. So probably be one of the best positions in the right to the available world.
I swear to God, if any of you say the cake is a lie, I'm going to shove an iron bar in your throat.
So I would say Pokemon first, and then cook it.
Okay, this guy had a question, and then
Is Ditto considered universal dinner?
yes.
I don't know. I want to try Ditto.
Give it a picture. Give it a picture. Copies the picture.
Oh my God, that worked.
Hey, Ditto, look at this.
What if it turns into the picture?
We're good.
The Ditto is obviously retarded. I see picture. Turn into picture.
Okay, for everybody that's confused about eating Pokemon and how cruel it is, Ash, when he gets hit by lightning in the first couple episodes, before that you see all the Pokemon eating each other. After that, it's all PC. It's because he's in a coma. It was unthread.
Do you see that? It's all a dream.
Yes, it's all a dream. He's just in a coma having a nice long dream. That's why it's all PC. Because he's like 10 years old. He doesn't think about all this horrible stuff that
That's why he's still 10.
It's been like 15 years and he's still a 10-year-old.
Out of curiosity, has anyone not read that article of Ash in coma?
Spoiler.
Does anyone actually care about that? Because I will actually explain it to you.
Yes. Explain it.
I care.
Basically what happens is, you notice how in the first couple episodes of Pokemon, everything's actually kind of really dark?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
super dark where Caterpies are being attacked by sparrows and eaten alive.
Yes.
But then after that, everything's like PG, go lucky, hug the tree, snappy.
That's G.
Santa even exists.
Either way. It's all because Ash is actually in the coma after he's getting hit by lightning. Explains why in 5, 6, 7,
He's never made a move on a girl either.
7 seasons,
Well, he's 10.
he's still 10 years old.
He's always 10.
Gone across the world, or at least half the world at least.
Depends on how many games
He's got a big imagination. That's what he's
Also, the
got.
fact that if you notice, he's gotten most of the badges from every single region, and he's not yet got one to claim. Especially Battle Tower, I believe. Battle Frontier, where he's beat the most legendary person there is, with the 3 legendary Pokemon. Goes to the next region. Brand new asshole. Brand new fucking asshole.
And the third thing, Pikachu always get downpowered every single new game.
Also that, Pikachu learns like Thunderbolt, Thunder, Iron Tail. Next season, he's Thunder Shock in the game.
Okay, yeah, but if you look at it in the latest season, and actually one gets beaten by level 5 Pokemon, and one is Pikachu the new Lionel?
Yeah.
See, Ash and maybe like missing a few of them are totally like tripping out for the whole.
No. It's actually just.
I ate a bad coffin, man.
But what it explains that Misty is technically a hallucination of his feminine side.
Rock is
Why she has no
Misty is the Ramona Flowers of Pokemon.
Oh my God, Tracy's actually his own questioning his own sexuality.
Oh my God, what's Brock?
His own libido, he was just jerking off like mad. Cause he's like, girl. Girl!
There's more than one Nurse Police Officer, so you should imagine the same one over and over.
Yeah, that explains why Nurse Joyce, and you're freaking wearing it. Officer Jenny's like, wow,
There's gonna be so many clones of Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy. I mean,
it cannot be possible.
Get them all in a tree.
It's bigger than this room. It's actually bigger than this room. What?
Back to cooking.
Okay, now back to cooking rather than Ash's nightmare. Do you want to?
Yeah. Would Arceus taste godly?
Depending on what plate how to catch Arceus. For a lot of these legendary Pokemon, especially the ones we're not sure if they
We're kind of sketchy on that. On actually having say
Dude, you're
legendary
free,
Pokemon.
so go hunt them. Like you know, they can just make another one somehow.
We're kind of skeptical of legendary Pokemon, because in technicality, you bring 2 Game Boys together, you both have Mewtwo's. What the fuck?
Legendary doesn't mean legendary, it means endangered.
See, now Arceus can create multiple Palkias and Iritanas and Dialgas. So we can just eat them all day.
I have a Pokemon generator.
Maybe
let me question the back. That guy sounds here.
Now, for Rapidash, could you possibly use the hooks to make some type of food, or how would they make food in
My part? I heard Rapidash and then after that.
He said, could they make glue out of like Rapidash ooze?
Yes,
etc.
Rapidash Jello.
What I think about is if you can do something in real life and it kind of exists in the Pokemon world, like a duck or a horse or something, and we do something with their bodies in the real world, just assume they do it in the Pokemon world until the TV show makes up some screwed ass Pokemon logic where they kind of do it a different way.
And just to let you know, earlier we said grammar and all things really hard to eat because they're poisonous. We used to Pokemon repellent. Burn them. They're toxic, they should burn well, and they smell.
Now you know where repel comes from. It turns out that meant me. It is muck pee.
Which evolution of Eevee would you prefer to eat?
Good man, because I was actually thinking that earlier on. Now, Eevee, perfect Pokemon. It grows into anything.
I want to eat an Eevee.
Depending on, I guess it's your steak of the Pokemon world. However you want it, you got it.
As long as you have the stones.
Different times of day.
How do you like your Eevee?
Don't worry, you always get the
Rare Eevee on fire.
Umbreon dark meat?
You got your dark meat, you got your light meat, you got your light meat, I guess. You got
Espeon, you got your psychic meat.
You got vanilla.
Telekinetic meat, people.
It's psychic meat. You know it's gonna taste good before you eat it.
The steak.
So that's actually a good question.
Controlling my mind.
Which one of us would actually, what evolution of evil would
Just
we actually
right away, I
prefer?
thought of Vaporeon.
Vaporeon?
Just
tastes like fish.
I would actually
no, because you'd have probably like that. You'd have your surf and turf all in one.
I'll actually say Flareon. Yes, we make it don't flame my coconut.
Effectively. I'll probably take Eevee itself. Vanilla, classic. Make it in any way you want.
Eevee's vanilla flavored?
It's like brown tiny.
It's vanilla-ish. Come on.
It's normal.
I know. Like ice cream.
I would just.
What do you do with that?
Actually, with this thinking, I could think maybe Eevee just tastes like crap.
I can just imagine the awkward moment after you catch the ice cream Pokemon.
So many ways to cook.
Would you get arrested for like animal cruelty?
Yes.
But it tastes so good.
Hey, maybe the reason why Eevee comes in so many different forms is because Eevee tastes horrible, so they find ways to enhance the flavor.
Are ice cream? Oh wait, are the ice cream Pokemon made out of Miltank milk?
Oh my
God! The guy in the back.
Which Pokemon do you think would make the best sushi?
Gyarados.
Wait.
Apparently Gyarados.
Relican!
Seeking.
Who's Relican?
I would actually personally say Seeking because it seems really fatty.
Why is N here?
It seems really tasty.
N, you must dislike this conversation.
I know, but Gyarados is a...
Fantasy lady?
Tastes like chicken because that's what it says. Chicken tastes like everything.
True.
I would have to eat a rat first to see that actually I haven't eaten a rat.
Isn't there a chicken Pokemon? But I keep on thinking about the chicken Digimon.
I want them to make Eevee of every kind, so I can just say, yeah, now it's every
full rainbow Eevee edition. Yes.
So we have like sparrows and pigeons and seagulls and chicken.
Pigeons be like
Okay, have our chicken.
Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
We have like 20 minutes left, so we're gonna need you to come up like
in 10 minutes.
No, 10 minutes.
10 minutes before dissecting you.
We like Ike. We like Ike. Sorry, it's a compulsion. We like Ike. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. We like Ike. Damn it.
Prepare Sea King caviar.
Are there male and female sea kings?
The ones that lay eggs on.
Yeah, what are the guys?
I've bred Sea Kings before, and their eggs are huge. You can't make caviar out of that.
I beg to differ.
Maybe the eggs are filled with caviar.
Oh my god.
As we know,
That's why it's still
I think there's like
Caviarception.
We must go deeper. Section.
Dive.
So,
we must go deeper.
That's
Exception.
a good question because this is like one of those Pokemon biology questions about like the reproductive system of Pokemon. I think there's maybe like 1 or 2 types of Pokemon that maybe have live births.
You don't understand.
But maybe deep inside, because caviars like they're the eggs before they're fertilized. Maybe female fish type Pokemon do have like caviar, right?
You don't
Because they all have
understand.
eggs,
Hey,
right?
you don't understand. All it's the sexual process of Pokemon is that they just have to be standing within a close vicinity of each other, and then the egg just appears.
So babies are born.
I have this theory that things.
Can everybody please be quiet?
I have
for our
this theory
speaker?
that things in Pokemon don't like it wouldn't necessarily happen as they appear to in the game, because in the game everything just hatches from the exact same egg. Whereas obviously there's so many different species. All their eggs couldn't possibly be the same.
Everything in the TV show and game is censored.
Yeah. So like I think Sea King would have it could be like the same as regular fish eggs. The little
The slight problem is we don't actually know how big a Sea King is.
Ash
all
needs
intents and purposes,
Ash needs to go deeper.
That's the one problem we have.
Also, Kangaskhan are born with a baby.
Yeah.
Did you know
That's one of the biggest jokes.
Kangaskhan are based with a Kangaskhan within a Kangaskhan. Kangaskhanception!
Count it. Cubone is born of its mother's skull.
No.
But it comes from an egg.
That it used to be that. No.
It's actually that.
It gets born, the mother dies, and then the Cubone waits for its mother to decompose, and then wears the skull.
Are you sure about that? I would not believe it eats the mother. I would actually believe it eats the mother.
Yes.
Is that way?
Okay, guys, just the last straw for your childhood. Process of a Cubone. It gets born, and then its mother immediately dies. And the way it gets its nutrients is it slowly, over the next couple of months, eats its mother to the bone. Then, when it's fully grown, takes the mother's skull, places it on its own head, takes one of her leg bones, and uses it as a club to beat the death out of the rest of his victims. Childhood death! Fatality!
Thank you. I don't know if it's already been asked, but consider the fact with Magikarp, is it still useless, or can it actually have
It's quite useless. Just train it.
They're great as goldfish.
And then you have Yoshimi right there.
Would you like blank?
2 questions. Is it morally unethical to eat Jinx?
Yes.
And also, how do you cook Missingno?
It's like not taking a
Will it break my
It is in the Pokedex.
I would include it, except for it's not in the Pokedex.
You take
I thought it was.
You take a bite
But
and
since McDonald's that would
You get really confused.
and I clone?
no,
in the
you take a
Pokedex.
bite and you get 128 master
I thought it was.
balls. That's how you make the thing.
In the internal one.
allow your stomach
And then
to
it
long
system and you die.
The Signo and the Glitch Pokemon come in many different forms. That's why you can have like the half Venusaur, half Charizard and stuff. I mean, if there's an island of mutant Pokemon where like those type of hybrids.
The island
I'm
of
sure
misfit
there is.
Pokemon.
I'm sure they're very tasty. There's like
I want to know how to cook the glitch Pokemon that has the sailor sprite. That you, it's a glitch Pidgey with using the
It's like a
Cannibalism.
I'm like, what the heck? What the heck?
Still slowly inside.
I've been wondering, how would Dragon Pokemon work? I mean, you assume like
Dragon Pokemon must be delicious.
Depending on the Pokemon, or if you find a Dragon Pokemon, its belly seems kind of.
Knowing you're gonna say something about its ass.
If you want.
Then you shove the Dragonair's tail, Dragonair's tail right up its ass.
If you want, I can.
How does that even work?
If you want, I could actually do it. First, you get one Dragonite, you get that Dragonite, you have the Dragonite punch its mouth, you enter Dragonite's ass. Dragon Rage, go, go, go! Instant anal repitch, go!
Okay, so you're saying you want to make a human sentient.
Why did you say that?
Sick and twisted.
You know what the
Joey's right. Dragonite seems kind of fat.
Cypher.
So maybe with
Sea
they
King,
would kind of
1.3
take
meters
your
tall and weighs about 80 pounds. Sea King is over 3 feet tall and weighs about 80 pounds.
Yeah, but they're so fascinating.
Interesting.
But
Yeah, it's in the Pokedex. They have the height.
What it
use an ice pick, or use that.
It says the height and
meters tall
You will
and it
not
says
kill it any other way.
in the Pokedex. It always says height and weight.
The girl there having her hand up for a while.
Okay, apparently a Sea King is anatomically incorrect. It's 1.3 meters tall.
That's probably long though.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
It weighs 39 kilograms.
Wow.
All 86 pounds.
That is roughly human being.
So the guy still in the back doesn't get to talk.
It's a whopper.
That's kind of special.
There was a suggestion that it's actually Kangaskhan's mother that died.
I actually saw that too.
Oh.
Cressy, do you read Dorkly? Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Dorkly's awesome.
How would you ever eat like that trash Pokemon? Trubbish?
No, there's like a problem.
It's literally garbage. Unless you're a hobo.
No, if you're a homo, Trubbish is your friend.
Don't kill Wilson! Please don't kill Wilson!
Wilson!
Crap. I guess guy in the back, the next person in the back.
Would you ever eat meat? Or is that an Asian specialty? They call it chicken breast.
I think I would kill it for its coin.
Definitely.
No, you pay me first. Then kill the sword.
I mean, when we talk about like Pokemon where like whatever Pokemon we have like Ivory or we have like the Meowth or like the Jewel in Staryu and Starmie. I mean, yeah, the poachers probably wouldn't really care about the meat. Just leave them.
I wonder if Dawn fans are hunting for their Ivory.
Use the body and
Staryu doesn't have eyes, neither does Starmie.
And just to let you
No,
know,
in general, you
Starmie
Pokemon
gem
has
is worth
eyes.
more than
Starmie
Starmie gem.
does.
But the technique, what you do with Starmie is hit the gem.
What's the second
jelly.
The gem's not edible. You have to do something.
I think we're overlooking the fact.
Okay.
Do you realize that Pokemon is
fake?
How long if you want?
Do you realize that Pokemon
Really?
Universe, they've mastered the alchemic art of making homunculi? Starmie and Staryu, every single mechanical Pokemon, come on!
They don't have eyes.
They have. What you do with that is you take a gem, you break it,
But
you turn it into
you can
jelly.
eat starfish. So.
You turn it into jelly. Now you have a jelly starfish.
Okay, so double one. So it would be safer to assume that Dratini and Dragon would taste like a Pokemon and a snake.
A snake?
I'm thinking more like a lizard.
I'm thinking about this with myself for like Dratini and Dragonair, but I'm thinking like they seem so thin. Like we have to, it would be like a delicate type of meat that may not actually taste like much.
Would you eat for breakfast, Cypher Dragon?
Second one. When you were mentioning the eyes thing, you mentioned Porygon. Which
all that.
Yeah,
Porygon is
Porygon can be used as your cooking program.
Yeah. It's a little known fact that Porygon is actually cooking Mama in like this book.
And if you go, and we don't want to go too deep in this, that we will cover Digimon, how to eat Digimon as well.
Well, Ditto, we already went over this. What we do is you show a picture of another Pokemon. In terms of the Pokemon, you cut it up into pieces. If it turns into a picture,
it's a derpy Ditto.
Go to the back. You have
If you were going to have an epic mealtime for
Oh,
Pokemon.
there we go, son of a bitch! 15 Pokemon! I am from Montreal, I know of that.
What you do at this point is you must get a lot
of spoink!
and spoink and Tepig. Now you got your bacon and your gay bacon. Now you add that on anything you want. You got Charmander, bacon, gay bacon. Bulbasaur, go!
A sandwich! A legendary sandwich with every single Pokemon ever! Covered in Jack Daniels! And maple syrup!
we're talking about
from a Sudowoodo
Pokemon
somehow.
that tastes like Pokemon. Okay, so Ditto is like, you can change it to like anything. The red, but, well, I did ask, is there a red Pokemon? But not yet.
Luffy.
So maybe Ditto in its pink amorphous form is the most delicious thing you've ever tasted, just because of the possibility that it can just turn into anything.
Maybe it's just Slurpee or Slime. What if you ate a Ditto?
You have like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, let's talk about the pink amorphous form.
I would think it would be.
It's tofu.
I say it's a Slurpee. It's a perfect Slurpee.
Ditto is tofu.
My favorite meal that includes like the most Pokemon off the top of my head is just a nice like sushi sashimi dinner. Just with a large amount of like water and seafood type Pokemon, especially clamster, cloyster. Yeah, you can eat those type of things raw. Just make sure it doesn't like cramp on you. Cloyster can kill you.
We roughly have 10 minutes left.
We have to go like
We actually need to cut up the Pikachu now. So,
oh, hey, lightning!
What we would do
lightning with Pikachu. We don't really have a knife, so can we use your gun blade?
Yeah, can we use your gun blade?
This is crossover now.
And everybody knows that the only way to prepare Pikachu is with Gunblade.
Oh Lord.
Pikachu's a rat.
You guys lose your middle.
It's called electric rat.
Is Pikachu electric rat or electric mouse?
Electric
mouse.
It's a rat, you know it.
Rat-a-tat is a
rat. Awesome.
Thank you, Pikachu.
I know. Pikachu's a mouse.
First thing you do when you're killing a Pikachu.
Real animal.
One, make sure it's not hot, make sure it's not awake. Otherwise, I think we'll pop out your house.
Looks like a mouse though.
Alright, first, you must knock it out. Bang. Then, first thing you do is you cut off its tail. Cut off its tail. Now this tail
is very nutritious.
No, your own brush.
Basic brush, exactly.
Now, second thing, you have to gut the Pikachu. Gut it inside.
I think we're missing an important step because there's some biological function going on that helps it create the.
And you're using a very
rubber
Gunblade.
Rubber gloves.
You have to make sure you have to remove its intestines, its stomach, heart, liver. You don't really want to cook it while its intestines is there. You might be eating shit.
It's
so cut it open. You take out all the innards, the heart, intestines, liver, everything, including a little thing in the middle that has a lightning bolt. What you find interesting thing is when you find it, what makes it interesting is there's a little AA battery that says.
Hey, maybe it's the Thunderstone. That's where they get the Thunderstones from.
It's like a Thunderstone with the electricity.
It's a cold one.
It has energize inside.
Like a T cell.
Yeah. After that, you take the brush or you take a tail, lather it up in it, and if you melt down the sea king and take out all the fat, take all the fat from that, you lather it up. She can get this back to you for one day.
Okay, we have to do, like, there has to be spices in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
They make soups and stuff and vegetables, so.
You take the least amount of it. You take the least amount of it. Don't worry, it's not going up your ass. Take the least amount of it, you crush them up, put it inside, you rub it out all the way, you get a big pack, you make butter.
That's a Toro.
Either way, you get the butter, you lather it outside.
I like Toro on the female.
Wrap it in tin foil. You get a. Quick! Fire Pokemon! Go! That's not Charmander.
That's it.
Okay, Cynical works the last. Level up the Cynical to top Dojo.
Fire Blast.
No, you should.
Ember.
This fire wheel, it cooks
Has fire on his back. Why would you cook?
Fire
Sure.
real. It's real. But in this less slow
That's a short arcade suspense. You're right, you just I don't always have fire with put it up top, still you walk about 2 hours. Every so often they can go long tail and
man, you got everything.
Big hammer, when you do this, keep it, got it up, put the bacon on it. Same thing. This I feel on this part. Bacon. Completely not bacon.
Tape egg.
Bacon. Cover it in bacon, cook it slow fire for 2 hours.
And then put it inside a Raichu. Cover that bacon.
Pikachu instead of Pikachu instead of Raichu.
Chansey's or Kangaskhan's pouch and then cook the Chansey or Kangaskhan.
And you can cook up Pikachu plus minus inside Pikachu.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Love it, hand to our Pikachu here, like it.
One more epic mealtime Pokemon thing. In order of size, smallest to biggest, Pokemon within a Pokemon within a Pokemon within a Pokemon within a Pokemon, with each layer separated by spoink bacon.
Yes! As you can tell, they love their bacon.
Bacon's awesome.
Pikachu, amazing. Yeah.
Delicious.
It's your Kangaskhan, right?
Oh my god, a Whalmer. Everything would go into one gigantic
Wailord.
Oh my god, Will. Mr. Mime or Jinx, are you a cannibal?
No.
Yes.
It's unethical.
And you love it.
Too bad.
No, it's not unethical.
How did you not turn into a human?
I think
You make sure it's a lovely female.
And then you eat it.
I thought you'd be a cannibal because then we're saying Ditto turns into like a Farfetch and then would taste like a Farfetch. Well, if it turns into a human,
You're still eating in Ditto.
But we're assuming that when it transforms, it takes like the entire like.
I assume that when it changes, it's the outward appearance, but like it's only like layers this thing. But inside it's all Ditto.
Or just knock it out.
It's all Ditto.
Knock it out.
How do you knock out this Ditto?
Yes, then.
We have to go now. We have another panel that's going to be coming into this room. So just a final thought. I mean, we already talked about do not be a vegan in the Pokemon world.
Because you can't. You will die.
You'll be eaten by
Any
the other
Pokemon can be used in the cooking process.
Unless you're a hermit, you live off coffins and Pokeblocks.
Next year,
because he hates
bring a fetal pig and paint it like a Tepig.
A single dog.
Then you can